That's a big Shirley. That's a big Shirley's. I got a couple of big Shirley's in there. I don't really because I gotta start doing all that cleaning. So let me get my knife ready and we'll go to work. What is happening, YouTube? Here we go, here we go, here we go. Today is another one of those days that end in Y. So you know that makes it a great day to go fishing. It's Drysdale. And I'm back out here on the water. I'm gonna play around a little bit today, go back through some more of this emerge timber that a couple spots I said I wanted to scout. I did a video on that last week. And there's another one that I'm gonna scout this morning. And then I'm gonna go back and fish the ones that I did last week because it was windy. And we'll see if we can find some fish in this emerged timber, this other spot of emerged timber. Then I'm going back, like I said, I'm going back to the one that I did a video on last week, and I'm gonna fish some of those trees I saw in there. So let's see how we do on this episode of Crappie Fishing with Drysdale. Let's go get them. Alright folks, I'm back here in some more emerged timber, and somebody asked me to do a settings video. So I said, all right, well, while I'm out here scouting this area, I may as well tell you a little bit, show you a little bit about what my settings are. Now, a couple of things about clear images. Now, one, if you look right here, I have this thing panned out to 240 feet. That's gonna give a whole lot of noise, as you can see on the screen. But as you zoom in closer, that clears up a lot of that. So I'm gonna zoom in just so we can see this little tree right here at 60 feet. And just watch how different, how much more clear the picture gets as I zoom in. So I'm taking my side imaging off and I'm looking for this tree right there. I'm gonna zoom in. Now, you can see just that right there. I went from 240 to 75 feet. So the part of the setting thing is as you come in closer, you get a little bit more clarity on your screen. If you look right here, I have my gain set at 76. That's actually really high. I keep it high for when I'm scouting, looking for new spots, because I want to have as much on my screen, I want to be able to see as much on my screen as I can. And that gain just turns up a lot of that, what you're going to see on the screen. So that's how I keep my gain. My other settings that I typically like to look at, I'm going to just go ahead and hit my menu button here. My gain is at 70 some odd feet. I got my depth at 55. That's a little bit too deep because I'm only in 42 feet of water. So I'm going to drop that down to 45 feet of water. That's good. A 45-foot depth. That's good. So I'm going to go back. So I changed my depth down to 45 feet. Now, you will need to play with your units settings, because I've got the 106 SV. So if you've got a different unit, those settings may be different. For settings, it's not a one size fits all. You'll have to see which settings you like best. And specific, like this palette right here, this is one of my favorite palettes. But if I wanted to play around with my palette, I'm gonna go to my Sonar setup. We're gonna change my appearance. Rusted Steel is the one I got. My color gain is set up at 80. That pulls down a lot of that noise that you see. So if I want to play around with my color gain, if I turn it down, you see my screen gets a little bit more cluttered. If I turn it up, it clears it up a little bit more. But again, at 200 some odd feet out, that's not, well, let me do it like this. Let me go back. All right, let me pull this in. All right, that's a really, really clear screen. Now that works for me. And that's at 60 some odd feet. When I'm fishing, I fish it. I have my zone set at 40 feet out when I'm fishing. My gain is 76 with 40 feet. I don't like it being that high, so I would turn my gain down to about 73. You can see that difference in clarity. So you'll need to figure out what setting works for you, and depending on the water that you're in, the water clarity and all that other kind of stuff. Figure out what works for you, what color scheme you like. Rusted steel is one of my favorite, but here's another one that's Caribbean. I don't think that's a bad one. I like the palettes that you don't see a lot of glare on. And these two here tend to be them. Now a lot of people use that. There's another one, orange crawfish ain't bad. Let me go to orange crawfish. Orange crawfish. That's not a bad one. That shows up pretty good. So to get your screen clarity, you're gonna have to play with your settings inside your unit to figure out what works for you. A couple of other things in settings. Let me show you how I have mine. If we go to my Sonar setup, time variable gain, I have my time variable gain as off. If I turned it on, you can turn that on to low, medium. You just notice the differences between what that looks like. Most of it's showing up over there. So low, medium, high. I keep mine off. I'm gonna leave it on low. I'm playing around with my settings today. I'm gonna put it on low, and we're gonna leave there. So that I have there, and my noise reject. Now noise reject, if you play it, look at it. I just turned it to low, and you see a lot more noise on the screen. You turn it off, you get a lot of noise. Let me go back so you can see what this looks like with my noise reject off. So here's my noise reject off. And let's stretch this back out to that where I'm scouting, 140 feet. You see how noisy that is? That's an awful lot of stuff in there. Even when you zoom in with that noise reject, your noise reject is gonna give you, with that off, it's gonna give you a lot of different stuff. So noise reject, I like to keep mine on, I think I keep it on medium. Nope, I got it on high. I'm keeping my noise reject on high. So that's how I kind of keep a clear screen that works for me. My gain is back. I need to turn my gain back up because I'm getting ready to go back out and start doing some more scouting. And I'm gonna keep it out at 140 feet. Now, let's see if I can find some fish in this place, in this cove, and catch a couple of them. So, kind of general overview for settings. Again, settings are going to be individual. It's not a one size fits all, not out the box settings. You play around with your own settings, find out what works for you as far as your color palette. I think I'm tired of this one already, so I'm going back to what I usually like, my appearance. I'm going back to, I'm gonna use Caribbean for now. Ooh, I don't like that either. I'm gonna go back with my rusted steel. There we go. Home is, there's no place like home. I just clicked my heel 3 times. There we are, we're back home. That's gonna do it for my settings. If there are any questions that you have about them, I'll be glad to help. Just put them in my comments, and we'll see if I can answer them. I thought it was a big fish. It ain't bad, but it ain't big as I thought it was. We gonna... Ooh. Ooh. That one hit with bad intentions. Hit a whole lot harder than you are. You were mad about something. This one was mad about something, folks. I'm filming into the sun. I don't like that. There's 2 little small fish. Get off that tree. Let's go find the next one. Fish. That was a nice fish. She gonna make the cut, folks. Nice fish. Come out of that daggone brush. Another one of the ones I saw. And this scouting the other day. Ooh. Popping me and ain't doing nothing. Come on now. Alright, I'll put you on the live well in a little bit. Let me get another one of y'all buddies out there. That's another nice fish. That's another nice fish. Come here, come here, you, come here, you, come here, you. She gonna make the cut too, folks. 11, 12-inch fish. She ain't no big Shirley. She's about 11, 11 and a half. Big Shirley's a 12 plus. I'll put y'all on the live well in a minute. I don't want to get off yet. It'll drop down good too. There we go. There we go. Oh, okay. I think she's short too. I think she might be a little bit short, folks. She might be a little bit short. Got some good ones out of here though. I think we'll go ahead and leave them biting. Go find some more. That fish might be dead. When in doubt, I'm throwing them out. She came out there running like, get off of my lawn! She don't make the cut, folks. She don't make the cut. In the bucket. Ain't got no water in my bucket. Jump in and get another one. Just start throwing 10-inch fish back because they look so small. Just start keeping 11s and better. But this is 10. Here's another one that's 10. We're gonna go on to another spot. 10s just look small, man. They are kind of small. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that. They still make a good fillet. They just look small. Trying to get my hook back. I'm trying to get my hook back from you now. Come on. Come on. Simmer down now. Simmer down now. I'm in the hard part of the mouth. There we go. All right, folks, that's going to do it for another episode of Crappie Fishing with Drysdale. Take a look at what we got. I messed up today, folks. I ended up keeping 26 fish. I don't like to clean no more than 15. But that's my take for today. And here's the tripped out thing. This is what I was doing. This fish here is 11 inches. From mouth, closed mouth, all the way to tail. And I'm looking at these 10-inch fishes like fishes. I'm looking at these 10s like these are some little fish. But the difference between a 10 and an 11, I mean, it looks like night and day. These are 10s right here, 10-inch fish. So they're starting to look small to me. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up, folks. As always, thank you so much for watching. In the beginning of this, I did a little bit of a tutorial for settings. I hope that was helpful. As always, I appreciate all of the comments, all of the likes, and especially my subscribers, my long-term subscribers. Thank you so much for your continued support of this channel. New subscribers, welcome to the Drysdale family. And if you just happen to be scrolling through YouTube, or somebody recommended this channel for you, and you haven't already done so, go ahead and hit that button right there to subscribe to the channel, along with that bell right there, so that you get notified when I post new videos. Until next time, folks, remember, the best days to go fishing are the ones that end in Y. Drysdale out.